Hello, hello. Welcome to Indie Music Live, episode 186. As always, I am your favorite host, JoeJoeKeys. We're here live every Tuesday night, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And we got Fran Minney tonight with her song Tracks coming up in the show. Yeah, there she is. And we also have featured artist, featured author tonight. We'll be talking more about that. Sam Archer. He's actually been on the show before, but it's been a very long time. And he was kind of a
I
not,
think
he was kind of in the car, I guess
he
you could
was in
say.
the car. That's
Yeah,
right.
you remember that?
Yeah.
And then we also have a review we just released on the website a few weeks ago. DJ Reverend Murder back with his weird ass industrial metal sound that we've grown to love so much. So, Dave, how you doing this evening?
Not too bad, man. We also got a couple reviews recently posted on the website. Johnny Hart and the Mess. Best album that we've heard, man. That's like one of the
It's a good
top
album, dude.
albums. Yeah, it's one of the top 10, I think, of the year right there. And Rainy Day Crush, the crazy, jumpy Matt Specht. Some
Yeah.
of his latest stuff. So yeah, guys, go check that out.
Yeah, check that out, and then we'll be playing those in the next couple of weeks on the show. So I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Johnny Hart and the Mess. They were supposed to be featured artists a few weeks ago. They were having internet problems. Something setting it up. I don't know exactly what happened, but they did email and say sorry, and so I'm going to reschedule them in a couple weeks. And then also Lily Muir. If anybody noticed, we weren't on the air last week. Lily Muir was having Wi-Fi issues. I found out at about a half an hour after the show was supposed to start. So anyway, we're back, and we're going to check out Fran Minney with her song Treks and find out where Sam went. I don't know. Sam disappeared again. Rob, hit it.
If you wanna know me, ask these fields where every blade of grass has acted like a shield, holding memories of mine. Now I'm inviting you inside to walk the paths I used to roam, see the land I call my home, hear the train tracks shuddering, sit by the pond where I fell in. If you wanna know me, climb the trees. Every branch could tell a story about me. Listen to the whispers on the breeze. Let them blow away your worry. Walk the paths I used to roam, see the land I call my home, hear the train tracks shuddering, sit by the pond where I fell in.
Fran Minney on it. Dave, what are you doing? Come on, get in the camera
I'm
shot.
spinning
Fran
around
Minney
my chair, man. I'm just having fun.
with her song Tracks. She actually posted in the Facebook event for this and thanked us for playing her music. So you're very welcome. I don't know much about her, but it was a free submission on the website that was a few months ago because I'm still backlogging all those. There's a ton. We have a ton of music to listen to, but we only listen to 3 songs a week. And one of them is featured artists, and one of them is generally a review, and one of them is a free submission. That's kind of how I've been working it. So I like this one. I like this kind of music. It's like Lilith Fair type stuff. My wife would love this music. This is the kind of stuff she listens to when I'm not making her listen to my speed metal shit. So what do you think, Dave?
Sarah McLachlan, man. You
No, of
said
course,
like the
yeah.
Lilith. She actually looks like her, man. Like her face kind of
Yeah.
looks like Sarah McLachlan. Sounds maybe a little like her, but yeah, I was getting the same type of feel, like that kind of just that kind of style that you hear at that festival. Great singer. Another one of those songs I encourage people throw on the headphones for this one and bask in the glory of the mixing and the production. It's just stellar, super tight, very clean. It's good stuff.
I wouldn't say that necessarily sounds like Enya or anything like that, but fans of that will probably enjoy it as well. So
yeah, it's a little more sparse than like the fullness of Enya.
it has that
But yeah,
new agey vibe,
I mean,
though.
yeah, she's got some talent, this girl. So
Cool. So Rob kills me. Anyway, featured artist, featured author of the night. Sam has actually been on the show before. He was in a car with Nadira Noorjahan a few years back, actually, when the show was pretty new. I think it was one of her first appearances. And Sam was kind of like a behind the scenes guy, if you will, I think. More, correct me if I'm wrong. But so I want to introduce Sam Archer, better known as the Hybrid Executive now. I guess he's rebranding himself. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing very good. I'm doing very, very good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, pleasure. Glad to have you. I'm glad you got in touch with everything that's going on with you. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and the Hybrid Executive, and then we're gonna listen to one of your pieces, Toom Ting, and then
Ting,
is that how you
yes.
say it?
Yeah, Toom Ting.
Okay, cool.
It's
go
actually
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. The name Toom Ting actually is how the instrument, the vibraphone I'm using. So it goes Toom Ting, you know. So I say, hey, just call it Toom Ting.
Nice.
But I'm a producer. People know me as a producer, songwriter over the years. I'm one of those guys that started producing during the early 90s. I've rubbed shoulders with a lot of folks in the early hip hop R&B era. So if you're familiar with people like Trackmasters, all the way down to people like B2K, I did record and rub shoulders with the likes of folks like that. Nadira Noorjahan is pretty much the latest set of music that I've been working on, and part of it was building her brand.
Well, we know it well.
Yeah, so I was kind of like definitely behind the scenes there. And through it all, I was actually writing this book. I had this book that I started in the early 90s. And what happened is that maybe I should jump into that later on, right?
Yeah, man, save it for deeper. Save it for deeper with Dave.
Okay. So what am I answering now?
Well, let's just go ahead and take a listen to Toom Ting, and then we'll come back and get deeper with Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
that was the first time I got a chance to hear that one. That's pretty cool. Very cool sounds there. But
Thank you,
let's
sir.
get into the book, man. This
Yes,
book.
sir.
So, like Joe mentioned before the tune. So you've been kind of piecing this together for, I mean, a couple decades. I mean, that, like, I know how I feel, or I remember how I felt when I would finish an album after working on it for like 6 months. So
Yeah.
working on a book for 20 years, it's finally done. It was released a month ago. I mean, how does that feel, dude? That's basically like a 20-year, you know.
It was kick ass. I mean, when you thought you were finished, we had this to fix. This book probably went through about maybe about 8 rounds of editing. But how it actually started is that when I relocated in the late 80s, early 90s, there was sort of like a really nice community of gospel artists that that was in the New York area. And so I had a group, a new thing, and we were like the first to do this Kasingle thing. You guys remember Kasingles and things like that. So, at the time, it was like no one really did Kasingles. So we did this Kasingle. I took my fast, crazy self and sent it to a gospel station. And the program director ended up putting the song in rotation. So a lot of the people from the gospel communities, they were wondering, how you guys pulled all of this off? You guys did a single, and, they never saw what a single was, so it was sort of like one of the early times this thing started happening. And so I started consulting before I even knew what consulting was. I would have calls going all week. I'm on the phone for hours. And of course, technology isn't where it is today. So it's the regular house phone.
Yeah, because it's almost like the genesis of the point that I was about to make. You were like answering my future question. You're a time traveler, but basically,
okay.
the discussion that has come up in this show dozens of times, the past few years, is basically the shift in the culture from it's an album world to it's a single world. This has been like a progression that has slowly happened over like 20 years, maybe even a little longer.
Yes, it has.
So the time you're talking about was like the early days of the shift. So, and that was my main question. So it's like you come up with hybrid executive, and to me it seems like that phrase is a reaction to the shift in the music industry and basically what you have to be now to be successful. Is that pretty close?
Correct. Yes, you're nailing it on the head. Because remember, now the hybrid is really that next thing. It's sort of like an upgrade. It's different parts, but it's supposed to be better. And so it's sort of like the artist today, he or she has to compose a song, they have to record it, they have to mix it, they got to package it, they got to sell it, they got to market, they got to get into a lot of other areas that a couple of years ago they didn't have to. All they had to do was just get into the studio and concentrate on how the quality is and writing good songs.
I got to challenge you though, dude. So I'm going to play devil's advocate. Got to challenge you a little here. So say someone reads the book and their feedback is, it's like, okay, great, I understand the concept, but I don't want to do all this stuff myself. I want somebody else to do it. So what would be your answer to that?
Well, they can definitely develop their own team. The idea is to just understand what that role is. If you understand the role, then you can actually find someone to fill that role.
And it could be 3 people. So you're not necessarily saying it's like it has to be the artist that is the hybrid executive and do everything. Because I bring that up because I think of like Mark Miles. Like he's a perfect example of a person who has decided to take that role himself and do all aspects, and he does it well. He rocks it. It's like it's the reason that he has leveled up in his career. And
some people can do it really well. I mean, but the objective is really to understand. Once you understand, what the booking agent does, or you understand what the manager is supposed to do, you understand what the engineer does, you understand what the producer does, you understand what the songwriter does or what the arranger does. It's just really being aware of the different roles or the different hats in the
Gotcha.
process, so that
Gotcha.
each artist can actually lead, or they can lead the team as to, okay, this is my vision, this is what I'm looking to do, this is the date I'd like to release, this is when I like to start touring, this is when I like to, so you can actually do your thing without it being something that was handled by another.
All right, man. I got something cool for the listeners. All right. So the book's it's over 100 pages, and I want to call out like 3 sections. If you can give just like a 30-second summary of kind of what it's about. So let's start with clearing the fuzziness. What is that?
Clearing the fuzziness has to do with when an artist they're really happy to do the fun stuff, but when it's time to take care of the business stuff, they can't really sit and take care of that. So if you don't take care of the business, you're going to have that fuzz going on, So if you sat in a recording session and you collaborated with some people, you just had fun in the session, but no one actually took the time to say, okay, who wrote this? Who did this? Who did the other? Who was on the keys? Who did the writing? Who did, So clear the fuzziness is make sure that you're taking care of your business, because your business is really your pension plan. You're setting your pension plan up. And if you're not setting it up, then you're not going to have anything to look back at a couple of years down the road.
All right.
So that's what that is really.
How about key positioning?
Key positioning has to do with the duty that you're good at. So when you do a self-evaluation, you'll realize, okay, am I an artist? Am I a producer? Am I a booking agent? Once you find that thing that you're good at within the industry, then you position yourself to be effective in that area. So for example, a booking agent would sort of see the relationship between what the artist is doing and how the audience is going to respond, and the booking agent, because of his or her key positioning, they can make better choices as to, all right, this artist is going to fit really great over here, it's going to fit this sort of category or this market. So that's your key positioning aspect there. I guess.
Yeah, I think that's going to be valuable for artists, because vast majority I don't think it ever really crosses their mind. And the ones that it does cross their mind, I find that they really capitalize on unique opportunities, where it actually like is the difference, can be the difference in terms of just paying the bills or becoming more successful in some way. But
correct.
So last one, there's a section on 360 deals. Is there something you can kind of summarize in like 30 seconds on it?
Okay, so 360 deals had a lot to do with, there was a time when labels didn't really show interest in the other things that artists had to do. Once the artist completed the record and the record is out, they may get some publishing, depending on the status of the record company. But because of the bad economy, and a lot of money was wasted here and there and all of that, and the economy changed, it made sense for the record companies, and this is their thing of making sense, that, okay, since we're investing in you, you may get a book deal, you may get a tour, you may get an endorsement, you may get a movie. They wanted to have first dibs and also share in those other areas that they weren't really traditionally a part of. So 360 meant, which is really a circle. It meant that, okay, we want to be involved in all the other opportunities, or at least have first dibs on, so if they put out a record with an artist and that artist was selected to do a role in a film, they wanted to benefit from that too, or at least have first dibs at the table to benefit from that.
All right, man. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
No, see, you got to finish that thought. Which what?
Well, from an artist standpoint, I don't really agree with all of that too much, but that was their explanation as to, you know, we want to be able to share because we invest. Once we invested in you, it gave you the light. It put you in the spotlight where other folks can see you. So that was their thing. But in the book, I do bring my point of view as to what I think, and that should be interesting. I guess that's a
Cool.
nice cliffhanger for the reader.
Yeah, man. It's like all right. So where can they buy? Is it on Amazon? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, the ebook is on Amazon. It's on Barnes and Nobles. It's on iBook, and it's on a lot of ebook platforms, like digital platforms, the different formats that's out there. So the Nook, the Kindle, the iPad, and
Awesome.
for the physical now, and that's going to be for a short time. The physical book, you can order that from me directly. So you'll just go to thehybridexecutive.com, or you can go to samsdigital.net, and
Perfect.
folks can order the book on the website directly, and then I'll ship it out in the mail in a couple of days, and they'll get the physical book. Or they could meet me somewhere, and then they can get it cheaper. Yeah.
Sam, thanks so much, man, for coming by. Everyone,
Thank
go
you.
check out his book. You can get the ebook, read it on your iPad, nice and cool like that. But all right, man, take care, Sam. We'll be in touch soon, man.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Rob, if you're ready to rock, dude, I think we got one more tune here. It's called "Kill 'Em All." Just kill 'em all by DJ Reverend Murder. Let's do this right there. Right there. Kill 'Em All by DJ Reverend Murder. I mean, that's some heavy shit right there, dude. That was like apocalyptic, heavy, deep industrial metal. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Well,
man.
I'd be interested to know about his creative process, because I don't know. Like, is he doing the instruments? Is he just? I don't know.
I mean, you
really
said
sure.
he's like mysterious about his.
He's very mysterious. Yeah. I mean, with a name like DJ Reverend Murder, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why he does that. Maybe there's some specific reason for it, but
there's just so much music. I mean, he has like so much stuff out, and he's always like he'll message the Indie Music Plus Twitter account and be like, "Hey, I'm releasing something next week," and it's like, dude, you already released like 2 albums this year. So I don't know. Either he's constantly working, or
man, you know what? Do you think it's possible to like have an interview with him?
I
What
don't
do you
know.
think?
I suppose I could ask him. He's probably gonna hit me up and let us know.
Yeah, he's like the man behind the green curtain. You know, he's like very
Yeah.
mysterious, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. But what'd you think of the music, man? I mean, that's your style of stuff.
Well, I like this kind of stuff. Absolutely. I mean, it reminds me of bands one of the bands that I've listened to my entire life is called Circle of Dust, and his name is shit. What is his name? The guy behind Circle of Dust. Clayton is his producer name, and he also has other groups called Cell Dweller and Brainchild and all this stuff. And he has all these different entities, and it reminds me of that a lot. And you know, more popular bands would be like Ministry, Nine Inch Nails, kind of stuff like that, like the heavy industrial, not heavy metal, but the heavy industrial, like steel sounding music almost. You know what I mean? Like it's being made in like a warehouse or something.
Yeah, like it's made in a factory. Yeah. I always think about that when I hear it. Yeah.
So cool.
You want to say something about changing the time?
Yeah, we decided just now, actually, we're going to change the time of the show. So next week, 9:00. There you go. Rob's happy with that. Rob, your background's killing me tonight, by the way. Anyway.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
Oh, Jesus. So, Rob Hicks hitting the buttons back there behind the green curtain. I'm JoeJoeKeys, as always. Hixvideo. Let me finish my thought over there. If you need professional live streaming production, go to HIX. Do you have a website? Is it Hixvideo.com or Facebook?
Yes.
Hixvideo? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Any final words tonight, David?
No, man, good times. And nice having Sam on. It's like books like that are very helpful. I mean,
Of course.
It seems like they're few and far between. I mean, every few years something will come out. I'm like, all right, finally something like focusing specifically on this issue of what we've discussed so many times in the show, you know, just about the major shifts in the industry and everything. So, but yeah.
Speaking of shifts, I'm going to go take one right now.
Yeah, take a shift.
See you next week, 9:00 Eastern time. Peace.
If you wanna know me, ask these fields.